You can see this crack here at Tenderfoot Farms in our house. It's being caused by our crawl space flooding and getting too wet. We've been getting a lot of rain here. It's very soggy. So I'm about to drill a hole in the side of the house here. And I'm gonna put a sump pump in the crawl space. But those cracks are a sign that this front end of the house is starting to settle. And the house is not very old. So we're about to get started drilling. So now I've got 4 holes drilled all the way through the bricks, the sheetrock and everything. Love hammer drills. This one's pretty good. And now we're gonna put a spade bit on there and widen out that hole so that I can get a 1.5 inch PVC pipe through it. And I may have to clean it up a little bit with a chisel. We're done on the outside. Fits a 1.5 inch PVC pipe real well. And I'm through the first wall of the cinder block. Now I've got to go inside the crawl space and come in from the other side. So here we are in the crawl space, and you can see water everywhere. Our crawl space is spray foamed, and all the duct work is down here, and the air conditioner's down here, and it's actually heated and cooled. And so it's really just a part of the house, and having it flooding in here when it rains a lot, like it has in Alabama recently, causes too much humidity down here, and it's going to make us have wood destroying fungus on our crawl space beams. Plus, like I showed you earlier, it's causing that lower part of the house to settle and to crack the bricks. Now I'm on the other side of the crawl space. You can kind of see the water everywhere where it doesn't belong. It was deeper yesterday. It's kind of come down some. And then here's where I punched through the hole, through the wall. Now I just got to make it wide enough for a PVC pipe. There you go. Got the hole all finished all the way to the outside. It's pretty straight. After I put the pipe in there, I'll seal it back up with spray foam and on the outside some mortar. Well, I didn't really show you doing this, but I added in a new electrical line to be able to plug the sump pump into. It's a GFCI breaker. I tied it into an existing line that was running the power for the condensation pump on the HVAC unit. So, all good. Now it's time to start digging the hole for the pit. This big old giant thing has got to go down into the ground. So getting ready to dig the pit for this big black pit that the sump pump will sit down inside of. I turned it upside down on the plastic, traced out a big circle, cut it with a knife the same size as the pit, and now I'm cutting it about 4 inches or 5 inches bigger all the way around, because we want to have enough room around the plastic pit for gravel and weed cloth to help water be able to drain into that pit. We're gonna drill that full of holes and make it so that it can get water draining in there really good. And then you can see these places where the pipes connect. I'm gonna have one French drain line that goes off towards that corner. And then the other one's gonna come up here and then head down the front of the house. This seems to be the low part where the water is always going, and it's gonna go 20 feet that direction at least. So we should get a lot of water draining into our sump hole. But this is where we're gonna start digging first. So we're making some progress. Hole's almost halfway deep, as deep as it needs to be. It's starting to fill up with water. But I've got a gang of people helping me, trading off digging and hauling buckets of dirt out and all that good stuff. Starting to make progress on the first trench. It's been digging. This is filling up with water quickly, but we're about done with the pit. First trench is finished. That'll come up here to the sump hole. Now it's time to dig the long one. Here's a little more progress. Just come this way, 45-degree bend. Our pit keeps filling up with water. Going pretty fast though. really, but we got a lot of people helping us haul dirt and buckets outside so that we're not doing it out there too. It's going pretty good. Well, we finished the trench. You've got water coming in the trench all the way down. Not lots, but enough. All the way down. Now it's time to put weed cloth down, and then some gravel, and then the pipe, and then seal things back up. First, we got to clean out the sump hole a little bit. You can see we've got water just running in about as fast as we have a little bitty pump taking things out. That's not the actual sump pump, that's just to clean things up so that we can get the rest of the mud out of the bottom of the sump hole. You can see water running in this ditch pretty well. It's raining outside and the groundwater level is rising, so we're getting this going pretty good. This is what happens when you have an army of volunteers hauling buckets of gravel and mud out of your house, because the crawl space entrance is underneath our house.
Most of the mud can't come under the house.
Yep. But it'll dry and then it'll be easy to sweep up. And now we finished. I got kind of distracted with all the help and things were going really fast and I forgot to take a video in the middle. But there's our bucket. It's almost got enough water in it to kick back on again. If it does, I'll take a video real fast. Here's one of the trenches, goes out to the corner, and that hooks into this pipe right here. And then the other one goes from here, goes out this way a couple of feet, turns a corner, and runs about 25 feet down the front edge of the house. So we're gonna cover this up with plastic. And then after things dry out, we'll get another sheet of good 6mm plastic and put it over the top of all this mess, because we damaged it a little bit while we were sliding our bucket. We had buckets on a sled so that we could haul mud out and gravel in. And but it's really quite quiet. We can't even hear it going in our bedroom upstairs. And Ben's gonna make it come on. And that spray that you saw shooting out of the side of the pipe is a breather hole that the instructions told us to put on. Now it's sucking air back in its breather hole, and now groundwater can come back in again. We've got a check valve here, and then this lovely green LED is because we had to wire this into a GFCI breaker, but GFCI breakers trip, and this is in the far part of our crawl space, and I wanted to be able to tell from way over there whether or not the breaker had tripped. And this way, this is a very low wattage 2-watt LED light. I'll be able to look down in the crawl space and tell if it came on. And I still need to add a water alarm so that if the pump fails for some reason, we'll be able to hear an alarm upstairs, because we can't even hear the motor kick on. So that's it. That's our project. Hopefully our house will stay drier and it will stop sagging and being muddy and getting fungus on all our rafters, because that is bad. It's early and the wood is still good right now, but our next project will be to spray this with Boracare so that it will kill all this wood destroying fungus stuff. That's it for now. See you later from Tenderfoot Farms. Today is the last day of February, and you can see we got 16.33 inches of rain. Tons for February, most I've ever seen. Our normal is 4.8 inches, and that's why we had to install a sump pump. We'll talk to you later.